You ever wonder if there's some kind of, universal law that governs our growth, our success, our happiness? A natural principle we could all just tap into? Well, there is. Let's dive into this powerful idea and see how it really shapes our entire world.
I mean, think about it for a second. A single decision you make on a Tuesday morning, a tiny habit you stick with, a quick word of encouragement to a friend. How do these little, tiny moments explode into these life-changing outcomes? It's not magic, and it's definitely not luck. It's a law, and it's as real as gravity.
And here it is. It's called the law of the seed. It's this simple but really profound idea that everything we get out of life, our harvest, is a direct result of what we planted and took care of before. Every single outcome has a cause. Simple as that. So to really get this, we've got to first understand what these seeds actually are in our own lives, because that's where all the potential is hiding.
It's a fundamental truth of the universe, right? The tallest tree, the most successful company, the deepest love story, every single one of them started out small. They all had a humble beginning.
And this is the part that's so crucial. Every huge outcome can be traced back to one single seed. When you think about it that way, these incredible achievements suddenly feel a lot more possible, don't they?
So what are your seeds? Look, they're not these huge, complicated things. A seed is just a single thought. It's that new idea you jot down. It's the 5 minutes you spend meditating every day. The single dollar you save instead of spend. These small, simple actions, those are the seeds of your future.
Okay, but of course, just having a great seed isn't enough, is it? You could have the most amazing seed in the world, but if you toss it onto concrete, well, nothing's gonna happen. You have to prepare the soil first.
In our lives, that soil is our mindset. It's our internal environment, what we believe, our attitudes. So you gotta ask yourself, honestly, is your mind fertile ground where amazing things can grow? Or is it a barren place where good ideas go to die? And look at the difference here. On one side, you've got that fertile soil, right? Full of belief, optimism, patience, and a bias for action. But on the other, you've got barren soil, just packed with doubt, pessimism, and that killer impatience that yanks the seed out before it can even sprout. The condition of your soil, well, it determines everything. All right, so you've picked your seed, you've prepared the soil of your mind. Now comes the active part. This is the part that requires real dedication, the ongoing art of nurturing. And the process itself is pretty straightforward. First, you plant with intention. You have to be crystal clear about what you actually want to grow. Second, and this is so important, you nurture with consistency. It's not about one huge effort, it's the small, daily watering. And third, you have to trust the process. You can't see the roots spreading out underground, but you have to have faith that the growth is happening. I absolutely love this quote because it just completely flips the script on what patience means. It's not just sitting around passively waiting. No, it's an active, confident knowing that your consistent effort is working, even when you can't see a single thing on the surface. It's faith in that unseen progress. And if you've chosen a good seed and you've prepared your soil and you've nurtured it with that consistent, patient effort, well, the final stage is completely inevitable. It's time to reap your harvest. Now, to really feel the power of the harvest, let's just look at a super simple example from nature. It all starts right here, with one tiny little apple seed. Kind of seems insignificant, doesn't it? But that one seed, when it's planted and nurtured correctly, doesn't just give you one apple. It grows a whole tree, a tree that can produce over 10,000 apples. And what's inside every single one of those apples? More seeds. This is the principle of multiplication. The harvest is always, always exponentially bigger than the seed you started with. And this applies to literally every part of our lives. You plant seeds of encouragement, you're going to harvest loyalty. You plant seeds of daily discipline, you harvest freedom. But listen, this law is neutral. It works both ways. If you plant seeds of gossip, you will absolutely harvest distrust. You plant negativity, you're going to harvest misfortune. The harvest always matches the seed, no exceptions. So you have to remember this. The results you're getting in your life, good or bad, they aren't rewards or punishments handed down by fate. They're consequences. They are the logical, unavoidable outcome of the seeds you have been planting all along. What this law really does is put all the power right back in your hands. Your life, as it is right now, is a garden that's just reflecting all the seeds you've planted in the past. But your future? That's just unplanted soil, waiting. So the only question that really matters is, knowing what you know now, what seeds will you choose to plant today?